In an unexpected development, the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party has given notice of intent to abandon its legal challenges against results in the 5th June general elections of St. Kitts and Nevis. In a statement issued 31st July, the Labour Party states, quote, "Democracy for the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis has suffered a crushing blow based on a legal technicality identified by Dr. Timothy Harris and other defendants in the Unity Coalition regime that willfully ignores compelling evidence of fraud." End quote. However, the statement makes no reference to the nature of the technicality, but goes on to insist that their challenge had strong legal merit, supported by eyewitnesses and reports from electoral agents. The Labour Party contended that there was widespread irregularities in the voting process, numerous cases of bribery, and massive corruption and fraud. The electoral petitions were filed in court on 26 June 2020, making claims of fraud and irregularities in 6 of the 8 seats contested on St. Kitts in 5th June general elections. Several persons have expressed surprise in the turn of events, leading some to speculate about the said technicality. Attempts to contact Labour Party representatives as well as their legal team was unsuccessful up to the time of filing this report. Glenn Barth, SKN Newsline.
Dignitaries on Friday paid tribute to the victims and survivors of the Christina disaster in a special sitting of the Nevis Island Assembly on Friday to mark the 50th anniversary of arguably the greatest tragedy experienced in St. Kitts and Nevis. The session featured addresses by former Prime Ministers of St. Kitts and Nevis, former Premiers, and Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris and Premier Mark Brantley. Former Prime Minister and the nation's only living national hero, Sir Kennedy Simmons, who was the only doctor operating on Nevis at the time of the tragedy, recalled when he was first alerted of the incident back in 1970.
I decided to go to the hotel to check in and have lunch. As I drove into the yard, the manager ran out into the yard shouting, "Don't get out! Don't get out!" They just called to say that you must come to Charlestown quick because the Christina gone down and they're bringing in survivors. So I just turned around and headed for Charlestown. I eventually set up a base of operations at the hospital and requested, in fact, the police to send word around on the western, particularly on the western side of the island, at all possible points of entry, to advise persons who were bringing in survivors to bring everybody to the hospital, because some people were going down to the pier at Charlestown. I set up a triad system, though that name was not used in those days. 65 survivors were brought to the hospital that day. I examined, documented, and treated 63 of them. When the government team of Dr. Sebastian and Dr. Kelsick arrived that night, they treated the other 2 survivors.
And having made reference to the memorial which is just west of us here, a memorial which was established in 2000 to commemorate the 30th anniversary. And may I say, Mr. President, it was not intended to create any friction. It was really created to ensure that there was that visible memorial to which people can come almost as a pilgrimage, if we want to call it that, to show our respects for those persons whose lives were sacrificed for the well-being or for the good, seeking to do good for their families and for our country.
My father had requested that I return home to attend what was called then the all-day service of the Wesleyan Holiness Church, called then the Pilgrim Holiness Church, on August Monday in St. Kitts. It was that same day in the afternoon that this sad event took place.
The Nevis Island administration is an institution that must be treasured, be valued, be uplifted. The Nevis Island administration must carry out the functions that those dead people wanted to see. Remember, every time you step in parliament, every time you step in cabinet, every time you're going to address somebody on with a podium, remember those who died, teachers, students, civil servants, some of them only to buy a dress, to buy simple laundry, who went to St. Kitts and never made it back. Do not underestimate, do not abandon your government that people fought so hard for.
I believe that those of you who were adults at that time, and we did hear it today, can recall exactly where you were when it happened and how you reacted. We heard this from Sir Kennedy, from Vance, from Parry, and from Denzel, all the speakers before me. No doubt, from time to time, you, the survivors and families of the victims, react to triggers which remind you of the pain and horror associated with this horrific event. But no matter how painful, it is an event which we must never forget.
On that fateful day, the men and women who sacrificed so much in the service of others indeed became heroes. I pause, Mr. President, to remember Arthur Anslin, Captain Arthur Anslin of blessed memory, and Captain Winston Skeet, both of whom gave heroic service on that fateful day.
The MV Christina was a 160-foot government-owned and operated ferryboat which worked the route between Bastille and Charlestown. On August 1st, 1970, the vessel sank on its way from St. Kitts that afternoon, killing 233 persons. 91 passengers survived. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.
It's not just iced tea and it's not cold tea. But who said we couldn't be in the middle? We are Mother Becky Quenchers, a herbal iced tea. It's a different and innovative take on using traditional herbs for tea. It's a home-brewed blend of natural organic herbs and spices, ready to drink at any time. We've turned ingredients you've used many times into something crisp, thirst-quenching, and did we mention taste awesome? Drinking tea just got better. Mother Becky Tea.
In stressful times, you need relief, a way to release your stress and care for your health. You need Serenity. Yes, Serenity Mobile Spa, where we come to your home and offer the very best in massage and spa treatment. Your health is our priority as we practice the highest hygiene procedures before, during, and after your treatment. Choose from massages to meet your physical needs, scrubs, facials, waxing, and much more. We also provide our customers a complimentary serving of refreshing local coconut water with each massage. During these restricted times, we urge our customers to stay healthy. We will come to you.
Call us at 762-0157 or 760-8899. Find us on Facebook, Serenity Mobile Spa St. Kitts, or email us at serenitymobilespa869@gmail.com.
Serenity Mobile Spa.
Auto Plus Car Wash, located on the College Street Gut, Bastille, St. Kitts. Bring your car to Auto Plus Car Wash to remove water stains, wiper marks. Get your doors, roof panel cleaned, seat floor mats, buffing, headlights, and engine wash. You get quality service at the best price at Auto Plus Car Wash. They really care for your car. Call 765-5140 or visit them on the College Street Gut, Bastille, St. Kitts. Auto Plus Car Wash, where the service is number one. Over 400 workers at the Four Seasons Resort are being laid off by the hotel as the resort grapples with the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on the country's tourism economy. Premier Mark Brantley, during his monthly press conference on Thursday, said the layoffs are temporary until the borders are reopened.
And as promised, the Four Seasons has started the process of layoff of workers. It saddens me, but that is the harsh reality. And so Four Seasons has reported that some 403 resort staff members will be on temporary layoff. 151 resort staff members will remain working according to their business levels and also to protect and maintain the Four Seasons plant. 7 homeowners association staff members will be temporarily laid off. 117 homeowners association staff members will remain working. So of the complement of staff at the Four Seasons, 403, a significant number of resort staff members, have already received or are receiving letters putting them on layoff. And layoff is a good, maybe nice sounding terminology. Simply means that people will have no income. People will be out of work. That is the harsh reality of the economic crisis that we are facing and will continue to face. So, 7 homeowners association staff members and 403 resort members. That's 410 divisions, petitions, families that will be affected. 151 resort staff members will continue to work, and 117 homeowners association staff members will continue to work. My math suggests that 268 workers will continue, but some 410 will be laid off temporarily.
The Premier explained that the resort did its best to pay workers for at least 4 months since the countrywide lockdown began.
Publicly, I've commended, and I want to commend again, the management staff ownership of the Four Seasons Resort. Because when all the other hotels were closing and persons were being laid off, the Four Seasons also closed, but took the decision to pay their workers in full for the months of April and May. And so all the workers at Four Seasons continued to get their pay for April and May, notwithstanding the hotel was closed. The Four Seasons had indicated they would only be able to do that for 2 months. But through some discussions with the government, they were then able to offer 60% of wages to workers for the months of June and July as well.
Mr. Brantley noted that attempts are being made to prepare for the eventual reopening of the economy, which is still being discussed by the federal cabinet. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline. With the Emancipation Day holidays upon us, the police are cautioning the public against any mass gatherings and events, considering the nation is still under a state of emergency in regards to the COVID-19 pandemic.
No person shall, except during carnival, without license under the hand of a police officer not below the rank of inspector, beat any drum or play any noisy instrument in any street or public place, and any person who contravenes the provisions of this section shall be liable to a fine of $5,000 or to imprisonment for a term of not exceeding 1 year. This is simply saying that if you want to host any event that requires the use of noisy instruments, you must get a license in writing from the police, and it must not be from any rank below the rank of inspector. Regulation 10 of the emergency regulations restricts private parties and other similar social events, including picnics and beach parties, and provides for penalties of up to $5,000 or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months or both. So we see both sections, both pieces of legislation, the Small Charges Act and the emergency regulations, places restrictions on the use of these instruments and the hosting of these type of activities. So we want to remind the public that there are serious consequences for violations under these particular legislation. And again, these legislation, in particularly the emergency regulations.
Meanwhile, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Laws gave an update on the 2 active COVID-19 cases in St. Kitts and Nevis in the most recent NEOC press briefing.
All right, and so we have 16 of our cases have now recovered. We only have 1 active case at present. And so I repeat, 16 of our cases have recovered, and we only have one active case. The patient continues to do well and is stable, recovering nicely.
Authorities contend that the state of emergency, which has been in place since April, is necessary as the nation continues to fight the coronavirus. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.
When the borders of St. Kitts and Nevis are reopened, it is expected that many persons will arrive from areas of the United States considered to be hotspots of the coronavirus COVID-19. Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris expressed this view when he spoke on his weekly television program Leadership Matters, saying it will increase the risk of COVID-19 being spread in communities here in the Federation. As a consequence, Prime Minister Harris said such risks have to be managed carefully and one that will require the support of everyone.
If we are not careful in opening up our borders, the consequences could be severe. We could experience, for example, the overwhelming of our limited quarantine facilities, the overwhelming of our security forces in managing quarantine facilities at several locations, the overwhelming of our health sectors, and eventually many persons can die. Our approach must be that we will do things properly. We need to take time to set up systems that minimize fatalities and preserve the health of our people, because we need a healthy people to keep our economy open. We need a consistent public education program reinforced by actions at home, in the retail and wholesale establishments, in our schools, and indeed in all workplaces and places of recreation. And all of society buy-in must be ignited again.
Harris indicated that other properties beside hotels will be considered to achieve additional government-authorized quarantine facilities. In addition, there is likely to be a widening in the type of persons trained to provide services at quarantine sites.
For all your printing needs at top-notch quality, go to Digital Print Plus, located on Princess Street, Bastyr, St. Kitts. At Digital Print Plus, you get the best in business cards, letterheads, envelopes, wristbands, tent cards, rack cards, flyers, brochures, logo designs, posters, photos, architectural designs, 3D renderings, and so much more. Digital Print Plus gives you the best quality at competitive prices. Contact us at 767-7468 or email digitalprintskn@gmail.com or follow us on Facebook at digitalprintskn. Digital Print Plus for all your printing needs at the best quality. Now you can have SKN Newsline on the go. Introducing SKN Newsline Android mobile app. Search SKN Newsline in the Google Play Store. Download the app free and stay up to date with TV news in St. Kitts and Nevis in the palm of your hands. With this app, you can watch our news reports, watch our live news feed on SKN Newsline TV, engage with us and other app users in the chat room, look at our special features, send us news tips, and call us directly. It's news on the go. The SKN Newsline Android mobile app. Download it free today.
Banners, commercial signs, decal printing, canvas prints, license plates, posters. We at Multigraphics are dedicated to providing quality products and service to our customers. Our team takes pride in the craftsmanship and is passionate about its work. Every job, large or small, is important. Most of our customers come to us through referrals. That's because our number one priority is service. We serve a wide variety of customers, such as restaurants, retail stores, manufacturers, trucking companies, and many more. Our capabilities include design, production, and installation. How can we help? We are located at Bird Rock at the Woods Right compound. Call us at 869-763-1511 or 784-491-7599. Multigraphics.
KVK Enterprises at Boyd's Housing Development, Trinity Parish, St. Kitts. For all your t-shirt printing, banners and signs, promotional products, shipping, motivational speeches, computer classes, agro-processing, art and craft, and desktop publishing. Come to KVK Enterprises at Boyd's Housing Development, Trinity, St. Kitts. Telephone 661-0118 or 765-7270. Email drkhrystus@kvklives.com or visit www.kvklives.com. KVK Enterprises.